The ferryman.
My familiar is inside me, and it makes me look like I'm on fire, or at least have molten cheese
Get
on
out
me.
while you can.
God, this game looks so bad. The fucking lighting is just so broken. Wasn't it really weird that this game had dwarves
to
in
the
it?
dock and disappears.
I don't understand where the dwarves came from in this game. I didn't know they had dwarves in this game.
Dwarves.
Yeah, like the guy that you buy items from and then the ferryman. They're basically dwarves.
Where are you, rich?
They're like half your height.
I think Blizzard knows this.
Please, my family's hiding in the chapel. With
I think that Blizzard couldn't license any assets that were at the appropriate size. Their budget for this game was just not high enough. What?
Exactly. He was running one
go.
way while I was running the other, and her voice got cut off.
There's some very violent jittering over here. Look at this fire! Holy shit! It's incredible. If I hold my cursor here, I just twitch very violently. I'm holding it on like the ledge above me,
Yeah.
directly north. That fire though, I can't get over how they don't even know how to make fire look even remotely like fire. It's just this overly saturated
Fire doesn't look
orange
like cheese.
mess.
Cheese.
Yeah, it's basically cheese. Look at this. The one area in the game they try to have dynamic lighting.
You mean it doesn't
It's not
look like
dynamic.
cheese?
Well, it looks more like
you
tomato
the
sauce.
sword from me.
This is bad.
This
My
is
servants
good.
will burn this town to ashes.
It's already on fire, so I mean redundancy.
It is not ready yet.
Testicle
Something coming.
coming. Sprung out of the ground. That's some 69 cents you got there.
My understanding grows.
That was a natural gas explosion.
You saved us. We owe you our lives.
Who saved us?
Were they hiding in
Now
the
we're gonna
burning
go casually
building?
walk back to what we were doing.
They all just
Hilt of
puked
a
out of the
sword
same
fell from
coordinate.
the sky and glows with enchantment. Do you know of it?
We found it days ago. I wish we'd
See,
never
this guy
brought
is
it
a
here.
direction walk.
Come, I left Virgil to guard it. We will be glad to be rid of it.
And they-
That's because he's actually blind, and he doesn't know where you are.
The door in the house just slams shut mysteriously for no reason at all. You're letting it drift in, you stupid dumb fucks!
Ready for another plot twist?
Look at the fire. That's
Bet
actually
you can see
technically
this
in the
one
ceiling, but
coming.
not.
Is it a fake?
It's not here.
While you were on your
Yes.
hero's errand here, I captured all 3 sword pieces and your friends.
I should have known. I must get back to Kane's house.
Man, that was dramatic, huh?
Ooh, books on the floor.
Are you ready for the best part of this entire game?
You
Oh,
ready for
boy.
the drama? The excitement?
It's your choice, Kane. Either use your heraldric arts to repair the sword, or your dear Leah dies a horrible death.
All this pain,
Flutter, flutter.
this destruction.
This
What
pain.
is the sword to you?
To me, nothing. To my master, Belial, everything.
No, not death butterflies.
Your rage is overwhelming, girl.
What?
You win this round, but if the sword cannot be mine, I'll claim the one it's bound to.
I mean, it's not like there's anybody else there to stop her.
It shall be mine.
Can't die.
Oh god.
Nothing can stop that now. But there is one last thing I must do. The sword must be made whole. Just
How does
as
that
I
work?
suspected, the sword
Conveniently.
is of the high heavens.
He just kind of groped it for a little bit.
Stranger is an angel. Heed the journal. The truth lies within.
Uncle Deckard.
Meanwhile, all the mooks on the ground are like totally brightly lit, like it's out in broad daylight. We were just conveniently sitting there watching.
How do you feel
Jerking
about
it.
how they just killed Cain?
Wasn't that amazing? Intense?
It was an experience. That's all I can really say.
He won't be able to tell anybody about his heraldric cube anymore.
You have quite the treasure there in that heraldric cube!
Power. I could have saved him.
Do not blame yourself. Magda is the one who must pay for Cain's death.
Magda and her master Belial. The journal speaks of an angel falling from the heavens as the shadow rises from the abyss.
It still bothers me that
the
she
key
like
to all of
pivots
this.
on one foot.
Man, angel, or
She
god.
pivots like
we
in a
must
wide
find
circle.
him and restore his memory.
When my power
You know, that's how we're already into the prophecy about the key to the end of all things.
She's fled to the highlands. You can reach them through the caves above Wortham. You have to know. She'll be waiting for you.
I do not fear her.
Suddenly she can see into her mind with this power.
Although the cellar is on fire, it didn't like collapse or anything while we
Look
were
how they
gone.
had this fucking altar here in this room, like just to put it on.
Do you like the macaroni? Do you like how the macaroni is still generating animated light, even though there is no candle flame in it? How do you feel about that?
I'm not actually
It's
sure
not
if
the
that's
fire
right.
above us or anything. There's no other thing in the room that generates light like that. Except on the particles on the wall,
You
and
can
that's
really
it.
see it as it. The candles there just went out when they got hit.
And look at this fire and the wood. Just fucking look at it. Just fucking
The fact that it's
wow.
on fire down here, and
Yeah,
this
I've
room
said
would have been
before.
consumed by smoke. Yeah.
The fact it looks like something Tony puked up for fucking Duke Nukem. And then the
And all the
billboard
villagers
trees.
are just gonna mill about in town like it's not on fire or anything.
Yeah, I guess they're just used to that by now. The priest gets a lot of friction off the
The
choir
fact that they
boys.
just had these giant fucking spiders immediately behind their town. Who cares about those?
The spiders are probably what sets on fire all the time.
Spiderlings alone make
That's probably why they're glad that the town is on fire. It'll keep away the spiders.
for travelers. For wherever there are spiderlings, there will be matriarchs, and the fully grown arachnids.
And the
are
one mysterious
extremely
thing, unbreakable
protective of
egg.
their young. The spiderlings themselves possess strong appetites, allowing them to do considerable harm to a cornered adventurer.
They gotta put you in suspense by not breaking them all immediately.
So we'll just have ones you can't even destroy, even though most of them are destructible. Not to mention, they don't even look like spiders. I'm pretty sure they have 6 legs, the big ones. They don't resemble the little ones at all. There's like not even an attempt for consistency.
It's the greatest hermit.
My queen sings to me. Her music echoes from beyond. The ubiquitous spider is one of the oldest and most adaptable
You didn't talk to the crazed
creatures in the
hermit.
world.
I certainly did.
Look at his
It
beard.
seems to have acquired an unfortunate susceptibility to magic. When exposed, the arachnids will increase dramatically.
By the
in
way, this is a
size
ripoff of
and
Spell
even
Forest.
our spells. Due to this hazard,
That guy is literally copy-pasted out of Spell Forest down to the way he talks.
If you zoom in over here, you just get completely obscured by some kind of tree.
Oh yeah, something high resolution. It's well tested.
Something high
well made.
resolution that is actually a flat plane. Yes.
Yeah, just like the rest of the game.
Okay.
They aren't even very good at hiding their imposters.
Okay.
Or are they really imposters if the real thing never existed?
You like how the eggs generate light?
Yeah, these things have 6 legs.
I don't think Blizzard knows what a spider even is. If their commercial asset doesn't resemble it, they wouldn't even know. Yes, they have 6
I
legs.
think those 2 extra tiny legs under their heads are their actual legs.
Yeah. Those are something very different. Forget what the hell they're called.
Mandibles.
No. There's a specific term for them for spiders.
Yeah, there's. I'm thinking of the other part that they also probably think are legs.
Yes. Mandibles are what ants have, and they latch onto you. When you like stick your dick into their ant tunnel.
Why do the egg sacs explode like urns or pots?
Because they're made out of gunpowder. Why do the fucking eggs generate light when there's nothing about the spiders that generates light?
I mean, the spider web's
also,
squishy.
the destructible eggs. The destructible eggs don't even resemble the other ones at all. They're just some other asset from some other canned game they had. They just threw it in there. It's like, hey, this one has an animation for being destroyable, so we'll just use this. Also, the way the spiders go over the cliffs and stuff is really fucked up.
I guess they don't go over the cliff, they just appear over top of it.
Yeah, they just clip down it in 2 dimensions. There's no actual animation or anything associated with it. Also, one thing you also may notice is that while the vast majority of enemies in the game have some kind of ragdoll, these spiders do not. Because they're a canned asset. I'm pretty sure they're the ones from World of Warcraft, actually. Their animations are basically identical to those in World of Warcraft. I know they're using a lot of World of Warcraft assets in this game. And those obviously wouldn't have the rig for physics. Which means they're not going to do them themselves if it's not pre-rigged. AKA if it's something that didn't come off a Turbo Squid. Yeah, those are the World of Warcraft spiders. You can tell just by their attack animations. It's literally exactly the same. They may even be the ones from Warcraft 3. I think they're basically the same thing. We're entering the area where all the unavoidable damage collision is happening. Yes, these destructible egg sacs just don't even resemble the other.
Yeah, you got the cocoons that make kind of a squishy sound when you open them. Then you got the egg sacs that just explode like they're made of rock.
I mean, they have cloth physics. They could have done something with it there, but nope. Too much work. You also notice how none of the enemies have actually done anything interesting in this entire game so far. Like, the spiders, I guess, sometimes shoot web at you or something that slows you, but they're all the same. Also, spiders with green blood. Blizzard really has never seen spiders before. Their blood is not green.
Obviously means they're demonic spiders.
Yes, they're fell spiders. Metzen would be very proud. Like, these spiders are seriously some of the most lazy fucking thing we've seen in the game so far, which is really saying a lot. Because none of the big spiders resemble the smaller ones. Smaller ones are pulled right out of World of Warcraft or Warcraft 3. And nothing they do is different from the zombies.
That's why.
Schwa is like just mesmerized by the artistic experience.
I'm getting slipey is what's going on.
Diablo 3 has that effect.
I imagine you have squeaky toys for your dog.
Mm-hmm.
You know how those sound, right?
Uh-oh.
Keep that sound in mind now.
Her voice came to me. Then I knew
Oh,
I
dear.
must serve. I must kill the one who threatens my mistress.
Bass probably knows what I'm talking about already.
I remember something about squeaking noises.
This would be even better if I could find out where the fuck I'm going.
Where are you going? That particle effect is not really affected by lighting. It also looks really bad. It's like confetti on the ground. Like you open the
It's
cocoon
still
and
likely
everything in
you
it.
can't
it's
really
just confetti.
teleport over things very reliably or at all, I think.
Yeah, I just tried to teleport over that hole and I couldn't. Even though I know the range is longer than that.
It's very inconsistent.
It's kind of stupid. I don't know why my knowledge increases when I'm still killing the same fucking spiders.
You know exactly how to please them while killing them.
You can't teleport over 90% of this shit. Even League of Legends has better teleport code than this. And I'd like to point out that if a company that hires fucking Ghost Crawler can do better things than you, you may need to be rethinking what you're doing. Also, this dead spider here has a selection circle from StarCraft 2. This dead fucking spider!
Found some ghouls.
How ghoulish.
So since you weren't over here, the hermit is lying on the ground, somehow ahead of us, and then explodes into a single small spider. Just like an egg, the little egg sacks. Now think of dog squeaky toys while you're in this room.
Oh dear.
Please, help me. It's horrible. She sucks the innards from her victims. Oh, no. No, it's too late. I hear her. The Spider Queen is coming.
Spider Queen.
Hey look, it's the same spider we've been fighting the entire game so far. We just phoned in this asset from India.
I must wait to use that ability.
How do you feel
Hear it?
about this music?
A little bit, yeah. Yes.
Hear it? Hear the dog speaking? Don't let your dog hear it. You might regret it. The spider is like turning untextured randomly. It just turns like this flat shade of gray. I think it's from my lightning. Also, look, it's another boss that has just summons random ads and then runs away and forces you to kill the ads over and over. I hope you get used to that rotation.
That ability is not yet recharged.
Now it's just standing there not doing anything because it's stuck. It's not even trying to fight back.
He's kind of staring at us.
Rumor holds that
That was
Lazarus
quite the
loosed
epic
a
boss
silent
battle, wouldn't you
terror in the
agree?
caves near Leoric's
Those
Manor
guys at Blizzard sure
before
put in their all.
He labored for weeks over a group of unusually large spiders, and many of his servants quietly disappeared during this time.
Why do you think they're
The
this?
largest creature led the others into the caves. None who have ventured there have returned.
Pool of venom. Something just happened up there to the lady.
Things are always happening. And she's completely... No. She is wiggling a little bit.
Okay.
Thank you.
And then that model change, she actually disappeared for a moment.
Yeah, you better get used to that. That happens a lot.
My path becomes clearer.
It looks like she's in physical pain because her boobs are so big.
It's terrible being stuck in there like that. Thank the gods you came along. What are you doing out here?
I seek a man taken by the Coven.
The Coven. I saw them dragging someone into Leoric's manor house. Perhaps it was the man you seek. You might have a small bit of trouble reaching there, though. I'm not proud of this, but I stole the staff of a powerful Khazra shaman. The Khazra went
The
to
Coven?
and chased
Everybody
them.
knows who that is.
You can find the staff in my cart in the highway.
Including someone that's been trapped in a fucking spider cave for who knows how long.
Check out this intense effect. Add some spice to your spaghetti. Some non-animated fucking spice.
Oh, spicy.
Indeed. I'm so glad that you could add that detail.
You kill a moth that are actually dragonflies. That aren't.
Yeah, nothing says phoned in quite like that.
I must
Nobody will
wait
ever
to
see
use
this
that
one
ability.
coming.
Oh, this one. I remember this bridge. Because there was a dude. Yes, that dude. He just
Step
like stared
forth.
at me and then just fucked off.
My strength.
Because up until
fails.
very recently, if you're on any higher difficulty, these goats were fucking terrifying.
They like to throw rocks at you. And spears. That are more like ballista
Just take
harpoons.
one regular ass goat spear to enter your anus and kill you.
They're also really desync and have really high collision. You just get hit at them out of nowhere. You're still going to enjoy that though. The effect you won't see on the vast majority of tile sets because it's nearly invisible. And does instant damage when it appears under you. Because unavoidable damage is fun.
Yeah, it wasn't actually that way all the time. That was an addition that came later. That
They wanted to
all
make
of
the game
these
harder.
effects have to have their own innate damage.
Blizzard wanted to make the game harder, and how do Americans make games harder? They add an unavoidable damage.
Like previously, yeah, the really high tiers of rifts and shit. What people actually had to do in order to progress at all, because the jailer affix, the damage it would do would one-shot you, because it was unavoidable, they just spam it and kill you instantly. So, the only answer anybody had to that was just the arcane immune.
My understanding grows.
Yep. Stupidity necessitates stupid responses. It's kind of ridiculous you can be immune to something entirely, but it's even more ridiculous that that's necessary.
There's usually enough variation, it doesn't really matter. But for the case of the special affixes, the jailer is the most annoying, and it will also block vortex, which can also kill you. I'm not sure we've even really met anything that has vortex yet.
I don't think so. Vortex is the one that moves you around, right?
Yeah, it pulls you
This
towards
wording,
them.
your mystic ally turns
We've run
into
into
a
that
boulder
once.
that rolls toward nearby enemies, damaging them and knocking them up.
It's lewd, man.
Knocking them up.
Knocking them up.
Look, it's the StarCraft 2 selection circle again. I firmly believe that that is a bug, that they're not supposed to have StarCraft 2 selection circles, because it doesn't really make any sense why they have it.
It's a potato rolling around in circles.
My will
Oh, you can add that to your spaghetti.
Make some gnocchi.
It's basically nearly invisible AIDS. When you encode this to YouTube, you probably wouldn't even be able to see it because YouTube will just compress it to this garbly mess. I can hardly even see it as it is.
Talking about the trees.
No, I'm talking about the little penises. They leave behind this barely visible AIDS cloud every now and then. You can hardly see it because it's the same color as the grass. Don't you like how that poison pool has like fucked up UVs in the middle? I like how the frozen orb in this game doesn't even look half as good as Diablo 2's. That's kind of embarrassing when you think about it.
That's a very blizzard.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pick out my potato.
I was actually kind of surprised with how good Frozen Orb looked.
Yeah, Blizzard used a third-party tool to make their effects in Diablo 2, which is really one of the major reasons why it looked a lot better.
And they actually had
Someone
people
actually knew how to do their
they're
shit.
artists.
And then we enter this, and it's like, how can we cut as much time as
That's
possible?
why nobody liked the transition to 3D, is because of games like this.
Yep. You lose all the performance and
Went
you gain
from
nothing for it.
looking like really fucking good for a bunch of games to just terrible.
I mean, just look at fucking Metal Slug and Archetype. You're never going to see a 3D game that looks even half as good as those until someone in Japan pulls their shit together. The closest you get is stuff like Blaze Blue that only uses 3D as a mechanism for displaying 2D to begin with.
Yeah, and the world basically.
Or no, it wasn't Blaze Blue, it was Guilty Gear. Effectively the same thing, really.
Well, Guilty Gear is actually all 3D now.
Oh, well, that still looks like 2D.
Yeah, that's how good they pulled it off. They took a lot of
Basically, it
manual
looks
work
the same as
though,
Blaze Blue.
and like the backgrounds and shit, they
My charge becomes
even
clearer.
simulated the perspective skew that they would have had normally if they were 2D. You wouldn't even know the fucking difference. It's actually showing you a thing before I linked you about just what they did.
Yeah, I remember that.
Kind of ridiculous because it looked so good. A lot of the models had edited normals just so they would shade properly.
It isn't even new stuff. People have been able to do that for a while.
Yeah.
But nobody bothers to
It's
do it,
all
is
old
the problem.
stuff, but nobody wants to put the effort into it.
And then you have Schwa's potatoes that just like shifts between potato and not potato without any animation or effect whatsoever. Like it just shows when people don't give a fuck. This is pretty fair. Because I mean, fucking Spellforce 1 looks better than this game, and that's just pathetic. Spellforce 1 is made by some Germans who couldn't even hire people who plugged in a microphone
It's
properly
kind
in
of
their
hilarious
lives.
that they're still making Spellforce content.
Probably because it's like zero investment. They're like the lowest of budget, and it still looks better than this game. I can't speak very positively for the gameplay for Spellforce 1, but in terms of looks, it looks better than this. There's lots of hilarious bugs in it, but it's not a fucking embarrassing disaster.
My potato, what the fuck?
You're a potato.